Hello and welcome. Welcome to my channel. My name is Daffy Roth, and this Voice of Cards, the Beast of Burden for the PC. We're gonna go ahead and change our little cards here. Let me get this. Oh. I'm gonna go back to the default ones. Mostly because I want to see the new some of the new monsters. We'll keep the soundtrack on the near one, but let's go ahead and get going here. We are currently at the Silent Village. I'm sure more evil bad things are going to happen.
The group enters the village. You can see traces indicating the place must have been inhabited, but no sign of any people. The place is still as death, a ghastly atmosphere hanging in the air. Legol seems to be frightened of something. Might he scare easily in places like this?
Maybe this is where he's from.
In any event, you want more information. You decide to investigate the village.
Investigate the Silent Village.
The walls are riddled with claw marks and bloodstains. Was this place attacked by monsters? Recalling the subterranean village, you cover your mouth and drop your head. Feel sick? Trollis asks, worried about you. With your eyes cast downward, you spot what appears to be a scrap of paper with a drawing on it.
Scrap of something one. The scrap on which something appears to be part of a picture. Both ends have been torn. Obviously, it's a map of Terra.
This place must have been a weapon shop of some kind. You note a number of still usable weapons arrayed on its shelves and walls. No small number of them look like implements of torture. You and the others give the distasteful shop a quick once-over and decide to be quit of the place. This place looks like it was an inn. With a little tidying up, it should be perfectly usable. Legol is clearly not in favor of the idea. We're not seriously going to sleep here, are we? Polka counters that not only is there nowhere else to sleep, but critically, it won't cost anything to rest here.
I mean, to be fair, it hasn't cost to sleep anywhere yet. 3 is key. Ringmaster says so.
Having argued down Legol's disagreement, the group decides to sleep at the inn.
The party's HP is fully restored.
After getting a bare minimum of rest, you leave the inn. Within the small building, you find some things that look like laboratory equipment, along with a sturdy-looking cage. Legol says, "Let's hurry and get out of here." The fright in his voice is plain. You suppose he really doesn't like unsettling places like this. You feel a bit of guilt at the thought, but can't help but find it a little cute to see Legol acting so unlike his usual stoic self. As Legol hurries everyone along, Polka inspects the equipment. He manages to locate a scrap of paper with some kind of drawing on it.
You've obtained scrap of something too.
On the shelves, you spy a number of salves, poultices, and other medicinals. Maybe this place was an apothecary. Polka says that several of the items could be of use, so you decide to borrow them, minus the especially suspicious-looking ones.
The Supreme Cell.
Upon the walls of the sturdy building, there is a single word written in crude lettering. Help. Gazing at the writing, all the color drains from Legol's face, and he looks ready to make a run for it. You reach out a hand to comfort him, but as you do, you spot a scrap of paper at his feet with what looks like a drawing on it. Having given the village a once-over, you decide to return to the inn ruin for the time being and review what you've learned. However, you don't have a clear picture of what happened here. Absent any other ideas, you take the scraps of paper you found during your search and lay them out on top of a desk.
Wait, hang on, do these actually fit together?
Looking at the images on the scraps, Polka realizes that they must have originally formed a single page.
Put together the scraps of paper in order starting from the left. Oops, I messed up.
Huh? Trollis says, cocking her head to the side, puzzled. You might have gotten something wrong here.
Think.
After taking a brief moment to collect yourself, you decide to take another shot at putting the scraps together.
Yeah, okay, so that one goes first then. That's what I kind of figured, but it didn't look like anything would line up, though. Now I see.
With the scraps assembled properly, they form what appears to be a map.
Map assembled from the scraps found in the Silent Village. It bears a distinctive mark. It's a flower for a Mario.
Looking closely, you spot a flower drawn in one particular location. Something about it calls to mind a childhood memory for Polka.
You did such a good job, Bolshe. You're going to be just like Mommy and Daddy someday.
Polka stands dazed and unmoving. You ask if anything is wrong, but he replies, "No, nothing at all." Breaking the reverie, a something black as midnight assails the party. You reach for your weapon, ready to fend off a monster. But when you take a look...
That doesn't look like a monster. What is that? It's attacking. That's what it is. Pay attention.
Legol's upbraiding brings you back to the moment, and you grip your weapon tight, ready to fight. to battle.
You're all allies of all status ailments except X. KO. Blah, 29, I'll get 32.
The monster-like thing's attacks are ferocious. Like darkness come to life. It steadily wears you down.
Thing's weird.
Trollis seems to be feeling the same unease you are in regards to the creature.
Bullshit, levels up.
You've managed to defeat the creature and hold a card aloft to seal it.
Our captor Sakira. I just realized that.
It doesn't seem to work, though. Maybe this really isn't a monster after all. A little troublesome having to deal with all these unknown foes, isn't it? Exclaims Polka. The four of you decide to run for it.
Oh, we could have totally dealt with this. Huh?
But when you turn, you find Steelborough soldiers blocking your path, trapping you.
Well, what are these dudes doing up here? Did these people ever quit?
Perhaps they're in pursuit of those responsible for killing everyone in the Senate. Legol clicks his tongue.
I don't know who did that.
In the hopes of escaping the pursuers, you have no choice but to charge headlong into the black creatures. However, the Steelborough soldiers ignore you and start to fight with the creatures. The thought of just running for it crosses your mind, but the soldiers are still people. You can't just leave them to die.
Regroup and join the soldiers from Steelborough.
The soldiers don't wait for your help and manage to bring down the shadowy creatures. Polka shouts his appreciation to the soldiers. "Thank you so much." They turn to look at you and Polka, and with a nod, they attack you this time. Battle time.
Dang. You know what? Oh, dang it. 8. Left 1 alive.
You manage to defeat the Steelborough soldiers. You question one of them, asking how many of them are pursuing you.
The traitors.
In the next instant, the soldier is back on its feet and rushing at you. Legol turns to you. We shouldn't linger here. Abiding his suggestion, you decide to hurry away from the place.
You don't gotta tell me.
You decide to ask your friends what to do next. We should press on through New Terra, says Polka. He is curious about the mark on the map, thinking of the guru of Lightville and her claim that what you seek would be in New Terra. New Terra's dangerous, Legol says. Now that we know, we should just go back. You can't deny the truth of what he's saying, given what just transpired in the village. Nonetheless...
Oh, Legol's kind of turned into a little bitch.
Trollis waves her hands about vigorously. Still good to go. And with that, she indicates that she'll follow you. You tell the others, I want to keep exploring New Terra. You're curious about Polka's reaction to the mark on the map. Fine, but I'm going back after we check that spot out, Legol says, with no attempt to mask the displeasure in his voice. Polka looks carefully at the map and determines that the mark indicates a location north of where you are, between snow-capped mountains.
Head around the snowy mountain, head for the marked location north of the Silent Village.
As you trudge through the snow, you hear a muffled thwup somewhere ahead, the sound of snow falling from the trees above. The next sound you hear is the crick-crack of a strained branch above your head. Uh-oh. Look out, Legol shouts as he pushes you out of the way. The next instant, he's buried under the pile of snow that would have taken you out. You rush to free him from the snow and extend your thanks. He's clearly taken a hit, but takes pains to make sure you're unharmed. Let's get out of here, he says.
Your chest found. We only need about 10k more to get the achievement, so... Please look forward to it. Hail, you there?
You turn to find the source of the voice, and who should you find but the wandering merchant waving animatedly at you? How did he get here, though? Did he climb the end wall? You're floored by his hustle, but pull yourself together enough to offer a tiny wave in reply.
Creepy. No way. Alright, let's see. Who are we gonna have unlock it this time? Yeah, we'll give bullshit Polka.
Polka the Boastful tries his hand at picking the lock. If you're honest, he looks like he'd be great at this sort of thing. Polka quickly inserts two needle-like implements into the keyhole and begins moving them around. His expression sours. It's a rather complex lock, he says. It won't be easy to open.
30 minutes later.
Finally. Polka wipes the sweat from his palms and begins explaining in painstaking detail how complicated it was and how good he is at this, and...
Larsuit Stone. All that for that. Alright, let's see what he wants us to collect next.
The merchant's eyes are starry and bright. This is his first glimpse of New Terra. You ask the man how he managed to scale the end wall, and he raises two bloodied palms to show you. Why, it seems as though he climbed over himself in pursuit of your group. He laughs off your surprise. It was nothing, not when there's business to be doing. You recoil a bit, but are nonetheless glad to have the chance to do some shopping. Have you brought news of a 3-star tail toad? He asks, perhaps a tad over-eagerly. Upon seeing the creature, he quickly calls over the owner of the pet shop. The owner looks at the toad, then begs you for some of its mucus. Apparently, one of his regulars constantly badgers him for this stuff. According to the customer, mucus from the powerful tail toads does wonders for your skin. Though you can't quite comprehend why someone would want to slather any sort of mucus on their face and body, you give the owner what he asked for. The merchant praises the shop owner for his dedication to meeting his customers' demands and presents you with your reward.
Your stay ring. The Expert Monster Tamer Certificate. All right.
I may ask for your help again in the near future, he says with a smile. Until then. I need a mage moth, 3 stars or higher.
I don't know what the hell
He
that
all
is.
but demands as you approach. He then procures a picture and shows it to you. It looks like this. The beast is said to inhabit New Terra, and some specimens are rumored to have a certain precious material on their bodies. You make note of the information and bid the man farewell.
Monster shops have been pretty much useless. Oh, wait. I say that as a... let's figure it out. I wasn't gonna buy anything, but yeah, whatever. We'll get these. Let's see. All right. Thank you, sir. Oh. They do have some new weapons, but I want to get the achievement before I get some new equipment and whatnot, so... Because right now, we're pretty much slaying everything anyways.
You spot a mound of snow too neatly defined to be natural. Is there something beneath it?
Yeah. Must know, must find out.
You brush off the snow to reveal something frozen solid. You decide to pull it from the snow before your hands turn to ice too. Whatever it is, it comes loose quite easily. Just a little more force and... got it. It looks like an old pack of some sort. And it's filled with gold. Did people actually travel this route once upon a time?
1,800 gold. Ooh, there's a mage moth. Oh, what did I do? Oh no.
A masterful As you forge on through the snow, you come across a tattered doll covered in deep gashes. Gashes that could only be made by monster claws. The doll appears to be covered in dark red blood. You don't want to think about the fate that befell its owner. The smell of all that blood is going to attract more monsters, the rest of the party warns.
What will you do?
Someone must be missing it, you insist, and place the bloody doll into your pack. Blood smell. With those words, a monster appears before you, nose twitching. There'll be no getting out of this fight.
Vampire toads.
To battle. There's no doubt about it. The bloody doll's scent attracted the monster. You'd better find its owner before it draws any more bloodthirsty beasts to you, even if it means leaving the doll by a corpse. The party silently watches as you place the doll back into your pack. Everyone knows what must be done.
Bring your perseverance, raises defense and fight. See, these are just some new rings. But as usual, I won't be using them. Let's see if we get this here. Nope.
To battle.
Dark toads. I know we have a whole bunch of this, so. Yeah, here we go.
The party leaps out of the way in all directions. You hear the heavy thud of a pile of snow behind you. It would have buried you if you'd moved even a second later. You look back at the pile of snow and see that the branch sticking out of it has some fruit still attached. Pleased at their good fortune, everyone tosses a bit of the fruit into their mouths. It's hard, but edible.
All right. A bizarre rock appears if you're primed to explode. Come on, give me the gold one. Oh, Bill of Goodly Fortune. That's sick. Well, let me try it.
You borrow a couple of needle-like tools from Polka, shove them into the keyhole, and jiggle. You have no idea what you're doing. You jiggle a little too hard, however, and the needle snaps in two, half still lodged in the keyhole. You think about what you've done, bury the chest back in the snow, and pretend none of this ever happened.
That's funny. Man, I need to figure out where these boulders are. That means they're in the cave somewhere. Ooh, bellwether. Mage moth. Okay.
Get him!
I should equip everybody with a attack ball. Oh, and it's got the 3, and I chose the wrong one. It's fine though. We'll get it.
According to Polka, the place that the map marker indicates should be around here. You can detect the telltale signs of life nearby. Could there be a village? It may be worth a visit. You notice telltale signs of monsters, too. To your surprise, you realize that there is a settlement of monsters just ahead. The mark on the map looks like it's pointing to this village. It seems like it could be dangerous to approach. You judge that it would be too dangerous to approach and suggest getting far from the town. However, with uncommon zeal, Polka suddenly bursts out, "Please, you have to let me investigate the place." He explains that the mark drawn on the map looks much like his mother's hand. You truly do want to agree to his request, but it would be reckless to a fault if you just marched right in without preparing. The fairies you encountered on the end wall were masquerading as Polka and Trollis. So wouldn't that mean you could use this powder to disguise yourselves? You suggest to the others that you use the fairy dust to disguise yourselves as monsters. Though reluctant to assume such a form, you're left with little other recourse. You and the others use the fairy dust and transform into monsters.
Sorry. Oh my gosh, Trellis.
Trollis seems somehow pleased with her newfound fuzziness. Certainly more pleased than Legol, who is rather less than happy about his new monster form. At any rate, the transformation has afforded you the opportunity to safely infiltrate the village, and you set off to do so.
I want to go in yet.
It looks like no humans live in this village. Instead, the monsters seem to have a thriving culture of their own. You can't hide your surprise that they live just like humans, and your mouth drops open. Polka whispers into your ear, "Let's hurry and look around this place before they find out what we really are."
Investigate Monster Town carefully. Well, that's gonna have to wait until our next episode, because today, tired. I think it's funny. I wonder if the pet shop is gonna have like humans in there. Anyhow, I appreciate you offering it out with me, as always. I think we're getting close to the end of the game here, so uh so yeah, with that being said, friends, look forward to our next video when we explore the monster town as monsters, although Polch looks like a huge cucumber, like Veggie Tales or something, although Trials looks hilarious. So but all right, well, with that being said, friends, hang in there. I will see you in the next episode. Until then, stay true to yourselves, follow your hearts, and stay safe out there. Okay, bye bye.